Just this is Hasina calling in from Newcastle, KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, and just being with this very interesting, sunny, warm-ish day, and excited for everything that's unfolding.
Kara here, grooving in from TVA, France. And I'm just excited to see Meenakshi here this morning because I was just thinking about you this morning. So that's pretty cool.
Well, then I'll jump in here because, Kara, maybe that's why you called me. The full moon always calls me. It's going to be full in another couple of hours. And I'm calling in from Miami, where right now it's 4:35 a.m.
This is Annelies, calling in from Vreeland, close to the river the Vecht in the Netherlands, really on the edge of the sand and the waters. And yes, this strange newness in my body, which is changing and giving some tiredness sometimes. And there's this light and ease in my head and around me. And I was thinking of Kara this morning. I thought, oh, I haven't seen her for a long time. And I wonder what she's up to with the full moon. Well, here we are.
Suzanne here. Good morning from Switzerland. Nice to see you, Meenakshi. So happy to see you. well, I intend also to stand up earlier, like you, Meenakshi, today, to do prayers and praying, the dawn and everything. Next month I will start. So good to see you. We have foggy weather here, but I like it. It's like mystic. It has a mystic touch. When you look on the forest, I can see in front of the forest, and there is a fog coming, and that reminds me a lot of stories, a lot of, you know. I don't want to say too much here. So yeah, I'm very happy to be here, and I'm looking forward for everything for unfolding in my life, creating lots of good things. So that's my check-in.
Juliet from Guyana-Africaine in Ireland. And like you, Suzanne, we've been immersed in an Irish mist. 2 days we were just in a womb of mist. And I've been thinking of Veda Austin's work where she describes water as liquid love or liquid light, that it's all photons. And then just being immersed in love with this water all around and above, below, all around. Today the sun is shining and it's very beautiful too. So just feeling very happy, blessed. Lovely to be with all of you too. Thank you.
Well, since there isn't anything that essential right now to discuss from my side, I'm wondering whether anyone has something on their heart that they want to share, or maybe if anyone who's attended last night's Unity Earth Call, if there's something they want to share from there, whatever it is, go ahead.
I'd just like to share just a little local, maybe. That there's so much abundance around us. And yesterday I was in the woods with the little doggy Freed, and we found so many chestnuts. They were everywhere, the tame ones, and you can cook them and prepare them. So I'm eating all day now and yesterday marron glacé. Probably you know that, Cara. That's a chestnuts which you prepare in butter and sugar. It's really unhealthy, but it's so good. It's too good to be true. So for me, it's almost like this metaphor that so much in nature is brought to us at the moment. I feel like I've never been before in so many twists and being able to hold so many different activities. Maybe it's just happening through me. It's just there, and sometimes I feel, oh no, it's more clear. There's a clarity. And I love that I was 4 days with 2 young women in the woods, had no energy work done or light work done, and in 4 days they really got the magic that we are this field. We are so much more than just the being we see, and it's so lovely if this openness of love. In 4 days we went from depression or being depressed or being stuck to this lightness. And one of the women said, for the first time in years I've been singing out loud in the car again. I said, okay, wow. So I also want to say that's not because of me, of course. It's because of our field. It's because of that it's so close by to open, and it's so more easy than we probably encountered years before, because we did a lot of work, all of us who are sitting here, probably, didn't we? And still do if we need to, but I love to see that this dew, it's called probably, it's falling in this soil, this chestnut, and that it's really able to permeate in autumn, in the same season. So it's a lot of gratefulness here, and also for Mother Nature, for being the mystics, or being the sometimes people who seem to walk alone, but we're not. We're having so much support around us. And yesterday someone noticed that you really can sense energy through the Zoom. And I thought, oh, never too late to encounter that. And all these little things now happening in, well, real-time world where linear time is leading, although, well, it looks like it's leading. I really love that, and I'm really grateful. So this is what I want to share. It's where I am at. I'm happy to see you and be with you in person, Minaxi. I wondered often, how would she look like? Well, now I know. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Annalise. Well, now you see how I look like at 4:30 in the morning.
Fresh and bright.
Somebody asked me, "Don't you ever sleep?" And I realized that, um, like what you were saying, Annalise, we have all done so much of work and we are always doing it, and that field has been co-created by all of not only just humanity but all of life. Uh, that you can feel more rested when your eyes are awake sometimes than when you are actually trying to sleep. And I'm very blessed that I was brought up by a mother who somehow seemed to have known this, because she told us in childhood that if you ever wake up in the middle of the night, and 4:30 we know is not actually middle of the night, it's a beautiful time to wake up, a Brahmurt. But she told us that don't toss and turn and try to go back to sleep. If you can't go back to sleep, wake up and do some work, do something, clean your cupboard or do something. So the time when I really couldn't go back to sleep was when my daughter was born. And even a tiny little noise, and we would wake up and we'd tend to her. And then I made my websites. I learned how to HTML. Those were the old days when you had to write your own code, and so much. And as you were talking, I don't know why it's so interesting, Annalise, you're talking about nature, which is what we consider as really nature, the chestnuts growing wild. And I'm thinking of AI. And I'm thinking that in today's world, there's so much of conversation about artificial intelligence. And someone said, I think it was Matthias Stefano, that we are the artificial intelligence for Earth. Because what's artificial and what's natural? Uh, and then I realized that humanity always gets uh, excited and disturbed when something new comes. When I was a child, because I'm 68 years old, so you have to think that when I was a child and comic books came into our world, our parents thought this is the end of language. Everyone's language is going to get spoiled. When pop music came, nobody is going to listen to classical music. So humanity always gets very nervous and worried when something new comes. But for me, when AI came, and I was slightly not wanting to jump into and do any chat GPT or anything, all the people were telling me to do it, I realized it's going to make me more human. Now I feel that the challenge is for those of us who feel we are human to or who feel that we have come into this world from somewhere else. We are star beings and we are whatever we are. We have not become fully human. Do we look at one another? Like you're saying, even on Zoom, we can sense one another's energy. But when we enter into an elevator, do we look at one another and really see one another? Or do we try to be very correct and not even gaze, not just pretend the other doesn't exist? You know? Or do we just politely wish but don't really connect? And I feel maybe this is going to help us to be, or be very professional, always very correct. You know, we wear our masks and our makeup and everything, or are we going to allow ourselves to be more real with one another? I feel that's the challenge for us today, and I think it's a beautiful one. Maybe we're going to become even more human than we thought we were. Thank you for letting me share. Really love this conversation with you all.
I love what you're saying there, Meenakshi. So when I was at the Integral African Conference, um, someone was speaking about the greeting in Zulu. And so I've grown up in KwaZulu-Natal, which is also a region where the Zulu tribe is mostly settled. So Zulu is a widely spoken language, and the greeting is Sawubona, which means I see you, literally. And I never actually thought about the spirituality of it, but when one says namaste, or just like I see the light in you, it's sort of like that, where I see you, I see the light in you, we are connected. And it was wonderful to actually do that. So the whole weekend there were people even from Europe and America going Sawubona, because it really struck them.
Oh, I love this conversation. And I was thinking also, Meenakshi, of your latest comment in the One World, or in our WhatsApp, and just how right now, not only are we waking up to be full human, but we're waking up as part of the earth organism and our connection with nature. Nature is, she's always been receptive to us, but I think our receptors are opening up to recognize and integrate more with our mother, and begin the conversations, begin the communications with other species, with non-human intelligences. And the AI seems, in some ways, to me, it's a perfect, it takes the burden of all the analytical mind, of all the reason, the rationale, the mathematics, all the stuff that the frontal lobe takes on, or the left hemisphere takes on. That is burdensome, because you're trying to remember this and that, and it fills a lot of our consciousness. And when we can shift that onto a machine who does it much better than we do, so that we're freed up to be able to expand our intelligences, our perception, and really then focus more on the integration and the expansion of us as humans with the earth, within the earth, as this new body, as this new oneness. Oh, it's not new, but for us, we're awakening to it. So it becomes new. I think I love this conversation. Thank you.
Can I add something there? I just remembered, if you can imagine, you are a stellar being, star seed, coming from another planet, and there might be also technology like the R2D2 from the Star Wars. This little machine you click in. Please search me the exact right speed so I can go into the wormhole and visit my friends in the other galaxy. And that's IA for me. I always see that's IA. I order something and then he delivers, and you can check if it's right or not. But it's very a good tool.
Yeah. I put the link to Jude Caravan's film A Radical Guide to Reality. It's 16 minutes long, and her vision is that it goes into schools around the world, especially for young people to see. So Shamima and I played this at Bubbles Beyond Borders the day that Jude and Anne-Marie had it released at Oxford, and it was so amazing to see what the young people are seeing from this, about interconnectedness and not being alone, and not being separate. So our whole interconnectedness with our world, and the different communication, which goes so much beyond language. Yeah.
I'm jumping in back in. I had a very interesting encounter when I did decide, okay, let me see this chat GPT, which why am I not, why am I just sort of not doing it? And I post and co-creator circle. We are there was an invitation for members, something like that. And so the topic was join the team or something like that. And you know what AI tells me? It says, make it more emotional. You have made it saying, oh my God. Needed the machine to tell me, don't be so. Nothing's artificial. Everything is just what we called upon certain things. It's like bread making. Earlier we had to do everything. Today we can go buy it. It doesn't mean we've stopped doing something. We're still cooking. We're still doing everything. It's just that we're doing a little bit different.
Yes, can I jump in here? I have an experience. I'm on a course from Tony Robbins, and he has a new assistant, an AI assistant. He fed everything he knows since 47 years, and also his partner, Dean Graziosi, who worked 40 years in the self-development industry. Increase your whatever you like to be. Um, and it's she's called Chi Chi. And if you if you put something to her, um, Tony says before her it took one second. I have to plug in the energy, otherwise I'll lose you in a virtual realm here. He says what Chi Chi now is delivering with one question you put in. He had hours or days or sometimes months and years to figure out. And she give you gems of his experience. He wrote down. It's amazing too. It's really, and it's fast, and you have more time for walks or kisses or embraces or whatever you like to do.
Yeah, that is so true, Suzanne. I mean, Kara can bear witness to this as well. When we used Kieran for the deep and rapid transformation convergence, it was so, I mean, it cut out hours of trying to remember and summarize and so on. And sometimes you used other AI tools to kind of record or to get the summary and then put the summary into Kieran, which is compassionate kind of AI, responsible and ethical. And yeah, it really serves an amazing purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's about parsing out what it's good at and what it's not good at, and it keeps getting better at things. So now Fathom is good at taking the transcripts. Before, Otter wasn't good enough, and Fathom is okay at summarizing, but I feel like something like DRTC is not good at summarizing and it didn't help us to get better strategies. It made us be more general and blah and not really get into the meat of what really matters. So it's partially about learning our processes but sometimes it gives you just like too much information and it's just overwhelming, and now you have too many versions and you're trying to read them all and figure out, instead of just like thinking and and agreeing and moving forward. But other times it's really helpful. So yeah, I definitely feel some of the resistance, because it's sort of like it's doing the art better than I do, so it's like, I don't like that, but then also saying, okay, well then how do I use it to make my art better, to inspire me and challenge me and that sort of things.
Yeah, it seems to me like if you're looking at the object and relationship, the thing and the bits between, the space between, it seems like it's going to take the burden of the object, so the stuff. But ours is now to focus more on the relationship between the dance, the one that makes it all flow between the bits and to make the whole. And before we were so having to be so in survival mode, so much concentrated on the object, on the thing, on being able to get stuff done and to have stuff so that we can all survive and thrive. And now it frees us to be able to work on the relationships. I don't know how that works with art and music necessarily, but I can see that it will. Once we get our, figure out how this works, that we can start to work in a very creative, flowing way to make the dance, rather than worrying about the stuff in between, the stuff that is will be the relationship.
That's such a
And
beautiful
being a little
way.
integral here and very practical, is there a very good IE designer tool?
Say that again, Annelies.
Do you know like Phantom is good for taking our beautiful notes, but is there one for designing as well? Because I really would love to work together with a designer, AE, especially with a name.
I think that might be a Kara question. I don't know.
Yeah, the one I used that was actually helpful, I can't remember. It did a pretty good job. Like I was like, I want to do a PowerPoint presentation for this, and I described it and it made something like really good. It's all effed up, like it can't get the words but what it did was, so you have to be able to take what it gives you and work with it further. So it's a little tricky, and I think they'll get better as they go. But I'll try and remember what the one that was actually helpful. I'll look and get back to you.
Thank you, and especially if you know when it makes images as well, I would really love to.
Yeah, Midjourney is the one that makes the best images. You have to go onto Discord. You have to search Midjourney Discord, and you have to sort of log into Discord and figure it out. It's a little bit weird, but just like type, just Google how do I use Midjourney, and it'll explain it to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I mean, I find it's kind of amazing and frustrating because it gets you sort of like makes something amazing that's not quite what you want, and then if you're trying to adjust it and say no, make it more like this, it doesn't listen to you, because so it's like, oh Jesus. So
Kara, do you know for videos? Because I keep wanting, I have them all in my mind and it's so difficult to actually render them.
I haven't used any video ones yet, but I know that they're getting quite good. I saw some interviews where people were showing some examples of it generating videos from text prompts, and it's like, how does it do this? Just I see there's a free AI video generator if you just Google AI video creator and just check it out.
Oh.
Then there's little, and on YouTube they have little people talk and say which AI video generator is best, so you can watch that and and make a choice. But I haven't tried any of them yet.
Yeah, Kara, what you were saying about your art and AI, Shamima and I were having a conversation, and I don't know what we were talking about graphics, and the conversation came into, oh, Kara is such a talented graphic designer. Like, you have your own flavor. If one were to look at a picture, that's Kara's. It's just like amazing. And I think that's what it is about that human piece, that dance where something is just yours, whereas AI can AI can give the advice to be more human. It can show you what to put into it, but it's really such an extension of us. So just in case you haven't seen what we saw, Cara, like you have your own Cara flavor and it's brilliant.
What I find interesting is that AI, like a person, has its own style. You can say, "Oh, that's AI." You just know right away that it has a very distinct style that it uses, and I think that's so cool that it's like a person.
And of course, there is exactly what Meenakshi is saying, like Meenakshi is saying, is that we encounter our humanness. Yesterday, I had a once a month auragraphing evening, and we invite someone who likes to volunteer to be seen through others, just to sharpen our abilities to read each other in the non-word domain. And so we draw each other, and there's so much fun also in that, in doing that, that I would not like to give that away to Karen, or what was the beautiful name of the Tony Robbins IE assistant who what's her name, Suzanne, is she or something like that?
Chi.
Oh, Chi Chi.
Letter Chi. You know,
Okay.
AET. You have Chi. Just 2 times Chi.
Yes, Chi, also Chi, my goodness. So yeah, so feeling it would be nice to co-create in that sense and see what comes if we want to read each other, or how she can help us with being more using our total communication, because that's really what I love, that we just love to ask my dog from inside, okay, are you okay, while waiting in the car for 5 minutes? Are you okay? And then get the answer immediately. Of course, I know I can, but I do have to practice that. And so these things I would love to do by myself without IE. But if IE can help, then it's okay, but not as a translator. But if it's more like I have more time to practice that or go into that, yeah. And actually, there's so much not knowing for me in there. I really sometimes do not know what to ask. So what it is I want to know of it, so how to load it. I'm also humbled by, oh my goodness, what am I adding here, which I do not want to add from my own dead wood or shadow or whatever, and which, well, brings it forward on another place. I don't know. So it asks a lot of consciousness, I suppose. This is the most, if I feel resistance, it's here. It's this. And of course, that it can be quicker than us for a world we do not want to be in or live in. So this is also, and I do not know if, as we talk about it, if it's better to skip those fears, because that's a fear in itself. So maybe we should release that now and forever.
Yeah. I
So,
feel that.
but yeah.
Yeah. As you were talking, Annalise, I suddenly realized we've always been told that we have so much of brain capacity and we are using a minuscule amount of it. And I think now that so much of what can be done by something else is being done, we are opening up those other aspects of our brain. So even we haven't actually been fully human. Really, we haven't used up everything yet.
That's true.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it's just that when you wake up, there's something that happens just as you're waking up. And today I saw that all of us are literally, I know everyone knows that, but I just saw it again, that we are cells on Mother Earth's body. We are living on her. And everything we do, just like when we think of our physical bodies and we say some cell is doing something, some organ, some gland, when we are together, maybe like right now, we are like an organ or we are like a gland. We are doing something. We are releasing like a gland releases hormones, you know? And the difference is that we keep making different. It's not stuck in stone. Like right now we are one gland, then last night when you were in another meeting, you were another one, and another hormone was released. So it's very important. Really, each cell is so important for Mother Earth. What each one of us is doing is amazing. I think we live in very exciting times.
Yes, I often think of it as cells in an organism, that humanity is also like an organ on the body, in the body of Mother Earth, with all the other organs. And we all, autoimmune disorders, what we're displaying right now, and it can kill off that, that body. So autoimmune disorders and cancers are what we really are, how we're behaving on the earth right now. And when a body has an autoimmune or cancer or any kind of infection, gangrene or whatever, the whole body works to focus on that area to heal it. Sends the blood, the white blood cells. It changes. The whole body is involved with trying to heal that place. If it succeeds, then evolution continues with that species. If it doesn't, then the species comes to extinction, and then it makes it makes its way. So yeah, as you say, we're in such exciting times, and just like in an organ, it's made up of many cells. So as you were saying, like we can be acting like a cell in this situation, this group, and then there's other cells and etc. And it's just like nature. It's everything we see in nature. It's yeah, very exciting.
It is. And the universe, Mother Earth, is a whole process, like a verb, not a noun, not a static thing. And we're part of the process, and we're the process on Mother Earth, and we get to interact and evolve. And I mean, evolution's going to continue, like you were saying, Juliet, with us or without us. But we get to evolve in order for the evolution to continue with us. And it's a fun process to watch, how we tend to dig our heels in and not just let go and be with that.
And participate.
Yeah.
And wonder, because also this capacity to wonder, by opening up a chestnut, you see that it are our brains in there. So you see that there is this skull, and then there's this fleece, and then there is this amazing two holes in there. It looks even the same. So much to inquiring. We really do use such a small part. How could I ever have believed that we were the only one to live here on a planet? It's still so amazing to me that I've thought that for so many years that I did not remember. Yeah.
And then we expand that to how can we ever believe that the Earth is the only thing in the solar system living, and then the galaxy, and then the multiverse, and the whole of creation. And it's just, wow, it's so fantastic. And the arrogance of our stories that had us so self-centered, egocentric, that's now starting to blossom and recognize that we're just a tiny, maybe like an atom in this fantastic. And we can, everything we do to participate matters because we can be, in harmony or not. So fantastic.
Juliet, this arrogance and this egocentricness, just to feel in that I transmuted that a little bit, like that we have evolved into that. So we could come here in this place to look differently. Yeah, so for me, it's a lot about evolution here on Mother Earth, and also hold my own ego-centeredness or as a part to be loved. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think like a stage that you grow through. It's all perfect. It's all beautiful, and it's to be integrated, brought in, not rejected, brought in, and then help. It becomes like the ashes of the phoenix. It becomes like the compost that keeps on allowing us to become richer and fuller. And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe also like becoming a seed, so bringing everything in a very closed thing. And I'm thinking of, I think both Kabir Das and Rumi wrote a similar thing, that everyone thinks that the ocean is made up of drops. I'm not saying the exact words, but few know that the whole ocean is in in each drop. So even when we feel we are being egoistic, it's maybe like you said, that it's just that we contracted ourselves so we could travel, like the dandelion. This group is really such a gift. Thank you so much, Hasina. I'm very grateful how you do this every Thursday, right? And I'm never able to join. I'm really so grateful I could do it today.
Oh, well, that's so wonderful that you could join. And if you like, you can we can add you to the WhatsApp group. We've got a Bridging Continents WhatsApp group. So in between everything, or if there's something happening, then you'd know about that, like Cara and Annalise, and well, I think almost everyone here participates in the new moon ceremonies for healing for risings sometimes. So we Cara puts that in the group. So if you want to be part of it, then just send me your WhatsApp number.
Yeah, usually the reason is not because I'm not awake, but because the family is asleep. So, I don't want to talk and disturb them.
Will you share, Meenakshi, when you host some of your co-creator circles? So if we'd like to join sometimes and
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
that would be nice.
Yes, I will. We are having regular Dream Awake, and I would love you all to be on the Dream Awake sessions because it's so important. Part of our brain, which has been asleep, are the dreams that we have. And again, thinking of when I was a child, the spiritual messages were don't have desires, release your desires. And then sometime when I was in my 40s, the messages that kept coming is know your dreams. What do you wish? What do you desire? And I'm saying, I don't even know what I want and what I wish and what I desire. And today it's about the dream, the way we did in the Peace Week also. It's so important to know because our dreams are being manifested. So if something's happening that we are not aware of, it's just because we don't know what we are manifesting. Dreams, all our prayers, as we know, are always being answered. The soul is always working its intent. But do we know it? Like just to give an example, I read Sylvia Browne's book on heaven. and it said it doesn't rain in heaven. I said, oh my gosh, that is not my heaven. I love rain. I love storm. Sorry, even the hurricane. I go out and start filming, and my kids have to pull me back. I mean, I like wildness. For me, heaven is not the way another person thinks. And I said, oh, I would be so bored in that heaven. So that made me realize there's something inside me I don't even know. We need to know what our dreams are. It's very important. Why are we manifesting? We are manifesting everything that's happening. The soul is manifesting it.
So, Meenakshi, can you maybe say when your co-creator circles are, or a bit more about that? And Kara, I know you want to say something, so yeah.
Oh, Kara, you go first, please.
I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware that Dan Spinner and I are going to be hosting an event in Ardèche soon, and let me get the right date. And on the Saturday, the 26th of October this month in France, and it's helping people learn how to work with the biofield, and I'll do
Wow.
some Adiwa things and that kind of thing.
Is it online as well or in person? In
No,
person.
just in person. Yeah.
Cool.
It's just an opportunity if you want to go to Ardèche and be in person.
I've just put, in fact, I just saw I do something and then I forgot. The next meeting that's coming up is about AI. It's really on my mind, you know? And it's next month. It's November 9th. It would be great if you all can attend. Most of these events are all sliding scale. So even if you see a ticket on Eventbrite, it's just to make sure that the people who are coming are, not just Zoom bombing or something like that. But if you don't see it, then please and if you can attend, please let me know and I'll send you the code.
Cool. I have to share something. When was this? I think it was last year at World Unity Week when Anna Marie was coordinating that session with Sophia the robot, David Hanson's invention. So we were in the green room just before the session, and Mark from Hubcast was every time someone came in, he'd show everyone his, the studio, and he'd say, see, we have 8 screens, and he'd kind of give them the rundown so they understood. And he was doing this, and Sophia was there, and she said, oh, your studio is much tidier than my lab. And we all just laughed. It was so funny and so sweet. Yeah, thank you for the link, Meenakshi. And yeah, you're welcome to post things like this in Bridging Continents as well, if you'd like to, in the WhatsApp group. So yeah.
Thank you.
Carol, would you also like to put the link in or for the Ardèche, or is that already settled and you're muted?
Yes.
I'll share a poster in the WhatsApp.
Okay. Well,
one other thing I'm working on right now is this integrative partnership grant, and so it's about trying to create a research center in the United States for our broader, for our network to do collaborative work together around those changing the economic tools and getting people to use those tools, and using the Peace on Earth game coupled with some of these digital sharing currency apps, and start to say, like, what if we start using these? How could it shift, and how can it motivate and resource us as a movement to do all this regenerative work? And so we want to put that together, and we need a U.S. university research partner. So we're putting our feelers out for that if somebody has a good connection. And so Tammy Scarlett, who's asked to be referred to as Scarlett now first, or Scarlett, but I don't know what her second name is then. So from a Unify and Impact portfolio, she's interested and on board, and the Earth Bank, Harry Uvegi and John Raymer are sort of explorationally part of it right now, and Adam Apollo is helping, and Jude Caravan supporting. So that's where we're at so far, but we need that. And Alexander Laszlo is asking his university if they can do it there, but we need one that's kind of like economics or behavioral science would be the best. So just if that tingles anything in your network to attract it together. So, because it's a big multi-year grant. It could be like a foundation where we could all be resourced to do the work, together. So I think that would be awesome if we can make it happen.
Just wondering, Cara, have you been in touch with Ubiquity University? Because they run a lot of courses for various levels of degrees and stuff. They might be very interested in.
I think they're not U.S. and they're not they wouldn't be considered a university by the USA National Science Foundation, I think.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But
they're U.S.?
Yeah, they're U.S. Yes.
Okay.
California. Yeah.
Oh, keep looking into that then.
Peter Mary.
Okay, well, we'll send good energy for that the right institution comes to be a partner. Yeah.
Is there 1 minute time for you, Hasina, just to share a little bit from the integral event you just had in South America?
So I can't, were you on last week, Annalise, or not? I can't remember. Sorry. I know. Yeah, okay. So I shared quite a bit on there. So the recording is there. Yeah, so yeah, you'll hear quite a bit on the recording, and it was wonderful.
We all really enjoyed the story, so I think it's really worth watching.
Yeah. Okay. And the Integral European Conference is next year, so that might be something that a lot of you want to attend. I think it's in June, if I'm not mistaken. I can look it up or just Google it, and you'll be able to see. But I highly recommend these conferences. At normal conferences, you think, well, what's going to change? Like, is there all this talking and, nothing's like what's really being done? There's a balance between being and the doing as extension of being. But with this, I found that there was so much networking and so many different points of view that you're absorbing it and you're evolving in the moment. And it just brings all these new ideas. And they're things that one hasn't even heard of, which other people are sharing. And I think that's the beauty of these kinds of things. So, yeah, highly recommend it. I'm looking at the time, and I'm thinking if everyone just wants to share as a checkout just a sentence or two, anything that you'd like to share? We've had such a rich discussion, so go ahead, popcorn style.
Yeah, just about the Integral Europe. I looked it up. It looks very interesting. It's in Hungary. It's from the 28th of May to the 1st of June, but just waiting to see what the cost is because that will be very pivotal. Just so much love and thanks in my heart. It's so great to see you all. A wonderful way to start the day. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the nuggets, the golden nuggets here. Can you please put the name and the conference and the date in the Zoom chat here? Because I couldn't hear exactly the title of the conference. There are lots of conferences going on. And I wish you all a good time, and it was nice to see you, Meenakshi. It's yeah. Have a good start in the morning. Lots of embraces, love, and light, and see you
Yes.
again. It was wonderful to be with everybody here. It's really a good time. And I have a little small request. I had since some time, and I shared it also. Probably, sometimes I can see. Well, I know in my future, uh, Thursday at 10:30 is will be my production time, and then I'm not able anymore to come. And I was not the only one having that time problem, and I want to just put it kindly on the table. Probably we can redesign another time, a more productive, friendly time for people who really are going into the trenches and work, and then come back and then do the piecework and stuff.
You're asking if this call can be at a different time?
Yeah.
It's something to put out there. I think right now, one has to look at, where we're at and who's able to come, because there's so many people who can't come to, for example, the Unity Earth call because it's not in the time zone, and this one is better suited. So when one puts it in the evening, for a lot of people, it is that family dinner time, homework time for kids, that kind of thing. But it's definitely something to put out and just see. I feel that it will probably evolve organically, but it's a good point to raise. Thank you.
Yeah, you could propose maybe 3 times that would work that you think would be more effective, and then we can do a little doodle to see if everyone's interested and can make it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So is it possible for everybody to give some three possible dates so we can?
I think what we must possibly do is, it's a good thing to also include, we need to, when Anna Marie gets back, include her in that, and see what would really work, and whether it would be conducive to the vision, and to having how many people it would suit, and that kind of thing. But yeah, definitely we can do that. Yeah. Okay, Suzanne, I did put the link. I don't know if this is the link to the conference, but it's certainly where I found the dates, the Integral European Conference. Okay. Who hasn't checked out yet?
I haven't checked out yet. I check out with calm clearness.
And I check out with gratitude for Mother Earth and all beings that we can radiate out to all as blessings. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful.
It is Chi Chi and dancing in nature as cells and making our dreams come true.
That's so
But
nice.
you have to first permeate the dudes. Huh?
I love the pink and blue whales or dolphins.
Love and light to everyone. Have we all checked out? Am I leaving anyone out? No? Okay. Bye, everyone. It was great having you, Meenakshi, and we'll see you whenever you can join us.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.